Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda, and if you're still waiting for your stimulus money, I'll tell you what to do right now. I'm going to cover three things in this training video. The first is the reason for the missing stimulus payments. Why have you still not gotten your stimulus check, or why have you still not gotten your debit card in the mail? I'll talk about things you can do right now. And number three, I'll tell you exactly who you can call right now, specifically if you happen to throw away the debit card, or specifically if you've been told that a deposit is coming but you still haven't seen the deposit in your bank account. So I'll go over all of those things and I'll give you specific action items that will help you trace your money and that will hopefully get that stimulus money into your hands if you haven't gotten it already. If you're not an existing subscriber yet, please click the subscribe button below. You'll get instant updates about important information like this, and please stimulate that like button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. So the IRS has sent out almost 160 million stimulus checks, stimulus debit cards, stimulus deposits. Collectively, this is called an economic impact payment. They've been doing this, but a lot of us still haven't got the stimulus money. We haven't seen the deposit in our bank account. We haven't gotten the check in the mail. Now, the main reason for that is that the IRS needs to have your information on file. If the IRS has your information on file, specifically your electronic deposit information, they'll get the money to you quickly. If the IRS does not have your information on file, they need that information. And I'll talk to you about how you can get them that information. And now, in an effort to speed things up, the IRS has started sending debit cards in the mail. And a lot of individuals have accidentally been throwing away those debit cards, and I'll tell you what to do about that as well. Now, as if that wasn't enough, a lot of parents who've been getting economic impact payments have been saying, hey, where's the $500 for each dependent? Now, for individuals who have up to 3 children, you should get an additional $1,500 as an economic impact payment, and they haven't been seeing that because the IRS probably didn't know about the children on file. So there are all of these issues happening. In fact, according to one report that came out from Congress, it could take several months to get all of these economic impact payments out to everyone who is supposed to get them. And here's the thing, if you did not get your economic impact payment, your stimulus check, your stimulus money this year, you may have to work until the tax filing deadline next year so that you can get a credit next year. So that's really how complex this situation is. Now, let's get into what you can do right now. The first thing you can do right now is consistently check your mail on a daily basis. Check your mail. Now, most payments, most of the stimulus money was either directly deposited in the taxpayer's bank account if the IRS had the bank account information on file, or a paper check was sent in the mail. But the IRS has also sent out about 4 million debit cards, prepaid debit cards in the mail, and those have started to go out in the last few weeks. Now, these are Visa debit cards that will arrive in the mail, and the plain envelope will say Money Network Cardholder Services. So if you get an envelope that says Money Network Cardholder Services, that's going to contain a Visa prepaid debit card, which is your stimulus money. It's your economic impact payment. Now, these debit cards were sent by the IRS to individuals for whom the IRS did not have direct deposit information on file. So the IRS and Money Network Financial, which is the company it's working with, which is managing the distribution of these prepaid EIP debit cards, have created online information pages that you can access. I'll link to them below. But those pages are generally very vague and don't provide a whole lot of guidance. So I'm trying to address that gap in this video for my subscribers. Now, the problem is a lot of taxpayers have mistook these Visa prepaid debit cards, which are the economic impact payments, which is the stimulus money. They mistook them as junk mail and just threw them in the trash. Now, here's something important that I really haven't seen other individuals talk about. If you have not yet filed a federal tax return for 2019 or 2018, or if your income is too low, then you won't receive an automatic economic impact payment unless you use the NonFiler Tool on the IRS website, because the IRS needs to have your information before they can send you the money. So again, if you haven't filed your 2018 or 2019 tax returns and you make too little money, you're not going to receive an economic impact payment unless you use the NonFiler Tool. So please make sure that you use that tool. Now, if you receive Social Security retirement, survivor disability, supplemental security income, railroad retirement benefits, or veteran affairs benefits, you are still eligible for an economic impact payment, for a stimulus check. But make sure that you filed a tax return in either 2018 or 2019, because the IRS needs your information on file. If you make too little money and you haven't filed in either 2018 or 2019, make sure the IRS has your information using the NonFiler tool on the IRS website. This NonFiler tool is an option for the millions of low-income individuals who don't file tax returns. We're talking about individuals who make less than $12,200 a year, or individuals who make less than $24,400 a year based on most recent guidelines. So again, the NonFiler tool is valuable for these individuals so that the IRS has your information. Now keep in mind that the NonFiler tool on the IRS website will ask for specific information such as the name, the date of birth, the social for the person filing as well as their dependents. It does not ask for any income information. So let's get to the next point. You may have to wait for your paper returns to be processed if you're still waiting for your stimulus check. Now, if you sent in your return the old-fashioned way in the mail, it probably hasn't been processed yet, because of everything that's going on in the world, and because of the fact that the IRS representatives have been working from home and they haven't checked the mail. So your paper returns need to get processed before the IRS can process your stimulus payment. And like I mentioned earlier, the agency, the IRS, has stopped processing a lot of its mail. In fact, by mid-April, the agency had to move a lot of its unopened mail into trailers. That's what they had to do, just so that they had a place to put all the unopened mail. I personally think it'll take them months to catch up on the backlog of all the mail as a result of this crisis. Now, individuals who are under audit or individuals who need to provide more documentation to the IRS, perhaps related to some IRS or some tax related issue, they may have to wait even longer for their stimulus check. So if you fit into that category, that's one of the reasons why you still haven't gotten your stimulus check. Now, if you lost your stimulus debit card, your prepaid Visa debit card, which was your stimulus payment, or if you simply threw it away because you didn't know what it was, and now you realize, looking back, that you threw away the prepaid debit card, you would go to eipcard.com, that's Economic Impact Payment, eipcard.com, or you can call the number 1-800-240-8100. That's 1-800-240-8100. So what you would do when you call this number is you would press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish, and then instead of pressing option 1 to speak with the customer service representative, you want to press option 2, because what option 2 will do is redirect you into the call thread where you will be redirected to a representative about a lost or stolen card. So again, when you call that number, which is 1-800-240-8100, 1-800-240-8100, you press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish, and option 1 is to speak with a representative. I want you to press option 2, which is for lost or stolen cards, and then you'll be able to get in touch with a representative, and then you may be asked to provide some basic information. You may be asked to verify your identity before they go ahead and process your request. So what do you do about a missing stimulus deposit? A lot of my subscribers have said that they actually got a notice. They actually got a payment date from the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website that said your payment is going to be deposited on such and such date. A lot of individuals actually got a letter in the mail, a notice in the mail, that's EIP notice 1444 from the IRS, that specifically says that this is your payment amount and this is your payment date. But they never got a check in the mail. What do you do in that situation? So in this case, you would initiate what's called as a payment trace. To initiate a payment trace, you have two options. You can complete IRS form 3911, which under ordinary circumstances is used to request a refund, or you can call the number 1-800-919-9835. That's 1-800-919-9835. Now, as far as the form is concerned, you can download the form on the IRS website, but it's probably going to be slower. Your best bet is to probably call that number. Once again, that number is 1-800-919-9835. And now the IRS website specifically says taxpayers contacting the EIP phone line should be aware that we are open with limited staffing and expect recorded assistance or long wait times for an assister. Taxpayers should not request a payment trace if they are trying to determine if they are eligible or what payment amount they should have received, because you need to be able to calculate this yourself based on available guidance and based on the information I've provided you in this and previous training videos. The IRS says you must have been issued the EIP notice 1444 or received a payment date from the Get My Payment tool in order to initiate a trace. So as you can see, there are some options if you haven't received your stimulus money yet. I hope this training video was beneficial. Please stimulate the like button if you learned something new from this video. Please click the subscribe button so you can get instant updates from me in the future. And please smash that notification button, because whenever there's an important breaking news alert, I'll make sure that you get it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll get through this. Once again, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next training video. Thanks.